all of that started just because I wanted the station bug to be visible. This is where we are in this program. Good news. That push notification's been out for like 10 minutes now. We're gonna have crazy viewers. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. Damn, we got a lot of stuff tonight. Okay. It's awesome. You guys are ready because this is happening. All right, coming to headlines in 3, 2. Coming up on Valley News now, a high-profile case reaching a bit of a conclusion. A plea deal reached in the case of Travis Bell, the man accused of driving drunk and killing a 6-year-old girl. All the details of that plea deal coming up.
Overnight freezing conditions and dozens of homeowners without power. Hear from one homeowner in North Fargo having to deal with these absolutely freezing conditions without electricity. Valley News Now is live.
Thank you so much for joining us for this a little bit delayed edition of the Valley News Now afternoon update. We're going to get right into this with what we can expect in our shows coming up tonight, as well as some exclusive digital content. Our audio is coming through real hot. Just know it wasn't in the headlines. It's happening in general. I like to let our studio audience know when we're having technical difficulties sometimes. Anyway, the biggest story of the day, at least from my point of view, is right in this corner here. That's double digits above zero. I didn't think that we were ever going to get that again, but then again, I tend to be a little bit dramatic. That's neither here nor there. Let's go to Russ Thomas now, chief meteorologist here at Valley News Live, to talk about these warming trends, if you want to call 15 above zero a warming trend, and how long we can expect it to stick around as we come off of some brutally cold weather recently.
Hello and a happy Monday afternoon to you. This is First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. Some good news. We actually broke a stretch, 102 hours in Fargo, where we did not hit the zero mark. As of 11 a.m., we did jump up above zero. In fact, warmed up nicely as of 3 o'clock, 15 degrees. I think we'll jump a couple more degrees before it's all said and done. Now, has been generally cloudy, but we are going to see sunshine. In fact, the better part of our work week is going to feature sun. It is still going to be cold. Not as cold as this weekend, so that's good news, but still well below the norm for this time of year. We're looking at low temperatures below the zero mark, high temperatures single digits. A couple days they're struggling to make it above zero. I think we'll get there, but again, it is going to be tough going as it is going to be very cold. And as we look ahead, we do have an opportunity for snow on the horizon. It's still a few days away, but along with that chance of snow, we're also going to see our temperatures warm up. In fact, I think by the time we hit the second half of the weekend, we'll actually be above the average for this time of year, and it certainly has been a while since we have seen that. So tune in this evening. We'll have more on that forecast for you. Again, cold to warmer, but then sun to some snow. And again, details on that coming up.
Thank you for that, Russ. Be sure to have your Valley News Live weather app handy. And, of course, be sure to check out back here in Valley News Now. And, again, coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 10 in our N9 in our traditional shows. Don't want to forget the 9 o'clock show. I know it has a loyal following. So be sure to stay tuned there. We're going to keep you covered as these weather conditions continue to evolve. The fun roller coaster that we get every winter here in Fargo. Now, let's get into some of the headlines that we've been working on in the Valley News Live newsroom. A man has pleaded guilty to killing a 6-year-old girl in a drunk driving crash near Grand Grand Forks. This is a trial that we have been covering extensively since the news first broke. 43-year-old Travis Bell entered a guilty plea Monday to 2 different counts: criminal vehicular homicide and criminal vehicular injury, avoiding a trial that was set to begin tomorrow. Investigators say that Bell had been drinking when he rear-ended Nicole Luthane's SUV at a traffic light in June of 2024. That crash killed 6-year-old Katarina Luthane and seriously injured her mother. Bell faces 3 to 6 years in prison on the homicide charge. After prison, he'll serve 3 years of supervised probation and must participate in the 24/7 sobriety program. Prosecutors say that they did consult Nicole Luthane, the victim's mother, about the agreement, and she did not oppose it. Sentencing is set for May 18th. We're going to have the latest on that situation as it develops. Again, there are going to be a lot of factors for the sentencing, including victim impact statements. So more still to come here in the Travis Bell trial. Authorities have identified a suspect in a fatal hit-and-run crash on I-94 in Barnes County. According to the North Dakota Highway Patrol, 22-year-old Garrett Kuntz of Mandan is accused of hitting and killing 27-year-old Yersin Maya of Honduras in December. Maya was found dead in a ditch on December 21st. Investigators say multiple 911 calls reported a pedestrian walking along I-94 that night. Law enforcement made contact with him, but he declined assistance. Highway Patrol located Kuntz's vehicle after receiving an anonymous tip. Charges have been submitted and are pending review by the Barnes County's attorney's office. So more to come from there. The crash still remains under investigation. A Fargo man is facing felony charges after police say he assaulted a woman with a metal bar during a domestic dispute. 23-year-old Chase Monahan was arrested last week by the Metro Street Crimes Unit. Police say Monahan cornered the victim in a bathroom on January 16th and struck her in the leg with a metal bar. He also allegedly headbutted her multiple times in the face. The victim's Apple Watch detected a hard fall and activated its emergency SOS feature. Officers say the victim had visible injuries and provided a partial video recording of the incident. She told police she was afraid to report the assault because Monahan had threatened to hurt her if she did. Monahan faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon. We have the full details from that on our website right now, valleynewslive.com. Another court filing today, this one from federal court. Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner and the county itself are denying all allegations that they failed to protect a woman from sexual abuse in the county's 24/7 sobriety program. In a federal lawsuit response filed Thursday, Johnner and the county deny that there was any failure to protect, train, or supervise former Deputy Darren Viken. The lawsuit alleges that Viken sexually abused multiple women while serving as program coordinator. He was terminated last July. Johnner and the county are claiming multiple forms of immunity and demanding a jury trial. Darren Viken did a similar thing in his response that he filed last week. The lawsuit seeks damages exceeding $50,000. The city of Moorhead is moving forward with safety improvements to 40th Avenue South following the death of a 9-year-old boy. That happened this summer. We're going to pull this video up from the scene at the time. The boy was struck by a city truck while riding his bike in July 2025. A safety study recommended 2 primary improvements for the intersection at 14th Street, enhancing the 4-way stop with flashing lights that are button activated or by converting it into a roundabout. The study advised against installing a traffic signal, citing concerns that it could increase crash rates and worsen speeding. The city is collecting public feedback through an online survey. Checking in from the Twin Cities now, President Donald Trump said he and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are on a, quote, similar wavelength after a phone call about protests in the state. We're going to pull up some video here. There it is. In a Truth Social post on Monday, Trump said that Walz called him with, quote, a request to work together with respect to Minnesota. Trump is sending White House border czar Tom Homan to Minnesota, which he says Walz is happy about. A spokesperson for Walz's office called the call productive and said that Walz asked Trump to draw back the immigration enforcement operation and allow independent investigations into shootings by federal agents. A federal judge is currently hearing arguments on whether to temporarily halt the immigration crackdown that has led to 2 fatal shootings in Minneapolis. In our digital exclusive this afternoon, moving things back here to the home front, Valley News Live's Anna Ballweber made a visit to a Fargo neighborhood left for hours without power, all in freezing conditions. Our Jessica Bringy caught up with Anna and brings us more for what we can expect tonight.
And every single one of us here In Fargo, Moorhead area had to deal with sub-zero conditions, but we had heat to keep us warm. Even today, at least we're in the 15, 16 degree range. But Anna is following a story where that wasn't the case for dozens of other homeowners in the North Fargo area. They had to be without power because of an electrical outage.
Yeah, so that was around 9th Street, just off of University, and this all happened around 6:30 last night. I spoke with one of the residents. They said they heard a transformer pop, and then all of a sudden they're just watching football on TV, and then everything just went dark. So they had no power, and no power means no heat. So they said in an hour or two, they could feel the temperatures start dropping, and they started bundling up. They started putting their boots on and their coats, and they said it got cold pretty quick.
Did any of them take the temperature? Do they know how cold it got, or were they just going off feel?
The last time she said she looked, it was like a little under 60. So not like as cold as it possibly could be, but it's colder than I wanted.
Yeah, and a little frightening, especially because you don't know how fast that repair is going to happen. But thankfully, as far as they know, it is fixed, correct?
Yep. So as of right now, both power and heat have been restored. They were without heat, though, for about 3 hours, and it affected 54 homes. And this is a neighborhood where it's a lot of older homes. So they're built in like 1904, so a little less, insulated. So the woman who I spoke with, she jumped on Facebook and she was like, I want to see how my neighbors are doing. So a good majority of the story is, everyone's looking out for each other. And they're very thankful for the crews that did come out because it was cold for everyone. They were luckily able to stay in their homes, but the crews working on those power lines, they were out there all night. So they're very thankful.
Well, certainly a story that we know could all impact us at any moment. So looking forward to hearing from her and you as well at 6, correct?
Yep,
All
6
right.
o'clock.
Thanks, Anna.
Hello everyone, Valley News Team's Harrison Prey here, giving you an inside look at what the Metro Flood Diversion Authority is up to. They're planning to build their 15th bridge, which is right behind me, by February, but 4 more crossings still need to be built. Tonight we talked to diversion officials and asked them where the next bridge is going to be built, where it's going, and whether this massive project is on track to be finished by 2027. Tonight on Valley News Live.
Thank you for that, Harrison. Real quick here, I know we're about to bump up to Valley News Live at 4. We're starting a new segment here, taking advantage of our digital space, talking about some of the trending topics out there globally, not just here in Fargo. Our own Duke Schindler joins us now with this new segment. We still haven't had a name for it yet. We'll figure that out later. Here's Duke.
Trending segment for your afternoon update, this time with Duke Schindler. Now we're going to start things off with the big game. The Super Bowl stage is officially set between two of the teams we obviously predicted all season. The Patriots under the first-year head coach Mike Vrabel, then of course Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Now near blizzard conditions in Denver kept it a low-scoring game, but a key fumble from Jarrett Stidham and a field goal would be all the Patriots would need to move on to the big game. A 10-7 victory at Mile High, and the Pats are back. Then in Seattle, the number 1 seeded Seahawks found themselves in a shootout against Los Angeles. But Sammy D was seeing no ghost this time around. 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, not a single interception in the biggest game of his career. Not to mention a couple Bison in the mix with Gray Zabel and Jalen Sundle having a chance to get a ring in Seattle. Now next, I don't know if you've seen this going around the internet, but it's definitely left me shook. We'll pull up the pictures here. That is not John Goodman. At least that's what I thought at first. No, it's actually superstar chef and TV star Guy Fieri. Well, luckily for Triple D fans that love his old look, this new one is not sticking around apparently. It's actually for a Super Bowl ad for Bosch, but it is mentioned, like I said, this look is temporary. Had me absolutely shocked at first. I mean, just take a look. It barely even looks like him. But hey, I suppose he's just going for that ordinary guy look. Then before we let you go, we want you to check this out. Amid all the dangerous weather that's sweeping the nation, with more than a foot of snow in some areas, we'll check out this group in Washington, D.C. that was able to find some fun in it, holding a snowball fight outside the Washington Monument, making the best out of some of the worst conditions this country has seen in quite some time. So thank you very much for joining us here on our trending segment. Duke Schindler will send it back to Devin.
Thank you so much, Austin. We're going to go ahead and call it for a show. Thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to tune in right now. Valley News Live at 4. Duke Schindler's on there for your Valley News Now afternoon update. I'm Devin Fry.